Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I can't believe it's nearly the end of January already and we're going into February, but here we are. So I'm gonna show you what my current system is and the system I'm gonna do going into February. So right now I'm mainly using these two, and I haven't really been in this one, but this one has a story. So I did get my Sterling ink inserts, and I have been telling you guys, if you have watched my previous videos, that I hadn't got them yet. I reached out to Sterling Ink. I think it was maybe 1 week into the year or something like that. Maybe halfway through the second week. I can't exactly remember the time, but they basically said to me to reach out to them if I hadn't had any information in a month and stuff. And then dead set on the 1 month 1 month mark, it started moving in the US and stuff like that, but I still decided to reach out to them because I was no longer in the system, and also by the time that I was going to get here, I knew basically the month was going to be over and stuff like that. And so they gave me the option to either get a complete refund or to just wait and just keep my package and stuff like that. So I asked for a refund and they gave me the refund, but from my memory, I don't think they told me what I was going to do with the package if I was to actually get it to my house and stuff. But they did say, I think they said after. Again, I'm questioning myself, but because I'm not trying to come out here and say false claims or anything like that type of thing. This is from my memory. But I'm pretty sure they said, just make sure that you refuse the package when it arrives and stuff like that. And I knew off the bat that there's a chance that I might not be home, and also because it didn't have a signature, even if I was home, doesn't necessarily that the postie is going to make me alert that they're here. So I said that to them and stuff like that, and they said, okay, we'll to send it back to this address and stuff like that. And so my package got delivered. I was not here, so I went to the post office to try and get a return to sender, and they basically said that they don't do that, and that I would have to pay for the shipping and the customs. So I didn't have it wasn't the greatest conversation with the post office either. I was explaining the situation about what Sterling Ink had said to me and what was kind of expected, and then also adding in the stuff that the post office was saying to me. And I think I was confusing the post lady, and she talked to me in this way that I didn't like. Anyways, so I went into the car. I think I cried because I was overwhelmed and stuff. And I messaged Sterling Ink being the post office said this. Either you're going to have to arrange a different way of me being able to send these back to you, or you can pay the fee to Australia Post to get them back. She came back to me and was like, okay, we're okay to pay the fee to send them back. And then after some processing and stuff, I decided to ask them if they were just willing to ride them off and stuff like that. And they gracefully accepted, thank God, because I did not want to deal with custom forms and stuff like that. So that is where we stand with these. I understand that they're a small business, but it's kind of weird because every company I've ever gotten a refund from doesn't usually go through that much effort to get their products back, especially because the $42 they would have had to pay, I think it was $42.60 or something like that, they would have had to pay Australia Post is half what this order's worth. So I don't know. But I'm grateful that they let me keep these and stuff like that. And yeah, so good customer service at the end of the day. But yeah, so I haven't actually used the inserts because, as I said, I'm not even in the system anymore. But I did put the monthlies in here. I really love, I'm hoping that I can figure out a way to use the monthlies eventually, but I do love them to bits. I just like it. And also this is a bit overstuffed, but the paper wasn't kind of what I was expecting. I should have known because it was thicker and stuff, but sorry, it's going off my bed, out of my frame, I should say. But yeah, so I've got the monthly, but I'm just not using a monthly like this right now. I usually do my finances in here, but I'm doing them differently now, so there's that. And then I didn't put the weekly in here because I'm also not using the weekly, but also when I opened it up, I just wasn't pleased with it. Like, I don't know why, because I do something similar, like on the printed version I did, and like in my Hobonichi cousin and stuff, but for some reason, this just was not vibing with me. And so I decided to just completely leave it out altogether. And I might even give this away on the buy sell trade group or something like that, because I don't think I'm going to go to it. Like, the only thing I could think about using it for is time tracking, but like I suck at time tracking, so I don't know. Anyways, but I kept the monthly in here, and I also added some of the note pages that I had gotten for my A5 for like my decorative memory keeping, but I just have not also been journaling this year at all. I also noticed that the punch holes on the Tomo River paper, I'm pretty sure that's not the Tomo River, this one is different to the dated inserts and stuff like that. So these stick out more than this, and they're not really like well aligned in my opinion when they're together, and it's not hold on, let me recorrect my thoughts for a second. And I just don't like that. If I'm purchasing, well, I mean, I got these for free, but like, let's just say hypothetically I ended up paying full price for these, I wouldn't have been happy that these were like unaligned and stuff like that. So I mean, maybe you can't see it really well on camera, but I like the gold edging, but I don't know if I would do it again in the future if I was to get like the monthly or their like blank inserts in the future and stuff like that. But yeah, so I've just put like a handful of pages in, and then the only other things I got is still my blank paper for my scribble writing, and then back in here I have done like a couple of notes, which I think might have some sensitive information, so nope. Yeah, just like some random notes for when I had a call, and that's all. I literally haven't touched it otherwise. So yeah, that's my story about my Sterling Ink order and the situation. Again, very grateful that they allowed me to keep my order, but yeah, I'm not overall not pleased 100% with the punching of the hole punching and stuff like that. Like, I think I still prefer their bound books opposed to their inserts and stuff like that, but I'll definitely update you guys when I have actually, if I do use the monthly and when I use the note pages, which I'm sure I'll use eventually. Moving on to my pocket, I also have Sterling Ink pocket inserts that I got because I was in Pocket when I ordered them, but I have moved back to Pocket Plus because I just do not like Pocket. I don't know, I just can't do it. And I don't particularly love this. I feel like there's too much. I know it's very ironic because like, if you see my inserts, I don't know if I have one. Oh yeah, I have space around here, but like with it being Pocket, it's just too small, and I feel like, I don't know, I think I like the darker grid around the box, because I would say that like when I first saw these, it's like, this grid is so light, but like my grid is also really light. I don't know, it just wasn't a vibe. I wasn't in Pocket and stuff like that, so I wasn't really utilizing them. I'm glad that I got them in white though, because everything else is white in here, and I like, these would be scribble pages, they wouldn't be like documentation pages or anything like that. So I am going to use them because I have them, but like, it isn't something that I think that I'll rebuy. I just really wish that companies would do Pocket Plus stuff. The only other, I also decided to make this more of a notebook and like my calendar opposed to my everythings, because I'm pretty much moved back into my Hobonichi. So I did glue these pages together because it was driving me wild how many pages I had to flip through when I was doing appointments and stuff. But this is basically like my first point of contact when I'm in like a clinic and stuff like that, and I'm writing down when my appointment is, and then I will put it on my computer, so then I get the notification, and then once it's finished, I will archive it into the calendar for here, so then I have a record. And that's been working so far. And then I took the weeklies out completely because I've moved into the weeks. I tried one daily and I was like, no thank you. And then I've been doing my budgeting with just focusing on like my takeout and then stationery, which I still haven't brought any stationery for the whole month of January. Like, how great is that? Anyways, and then just my referencing stuff. So this is like the bare minimum that I want to carry with me. And then I can also carry my weeks with me if I want to have like everything else with me. But it's not like I'm not gonna, I mean, I'll probably be okay without this, but like, I definitely don't absolutely need to have this with me. So let's talk about the weeks. I am so happy with the color. Like, I mean, I've been happy with the color since I got it, but like, I really love this color. It's gonna be sad when I have to move out of it, like how it was sad when I had to move out of the Tentacle weeks. But yeah, so as I said, I used the calendar for archiving the appointments that I went to so that I could see where I've been throughout the month. And then how it started was that I decided to start like archiving my weeks, and they were really sparse because I was in my pocket. I didn't have as much room and stuff like that. And I did these 2 weeks, and I went to my 3rd week. And then I started playing around with like doing wins and improvements and stuff like that. And then I was like, I really want to be in my weeks again. And so this week I was like really torn because I really love my pocket and I wanted to see it patina and like be in my hand and stuff like that. So I was trying to figure out how I could use this and this at the same time, basically, because I like one planner and like one journal max, but even though I keep like trying to make like 4 things work at once. Anyways, so I just decided to like embrace it and just go fully in for this week, and I am very, very happy with it. So again, just my appointments that I went to. I mean, actually, I wrote down ones that I was supposed to go to this week and stuff like that, and cross them out if I didn't. My food, my fucking long ass task list, which is longer than usual. And then I wrote any like important notes that I would reference to like the doctor or a therapist or whatever. And then I had a little bit of space for like some little things that happened in the week and stuff like that. And so I plan on continuing doing that in here because I don't really need this information when I'm out. I have all of these on, again, like Apple reminders. So I don't need to have this actual planner like on the go with me and stuff. And then I have my tracker, which I need to take this off. This is just because I did big pen spots right at the end of the month. Anyways, but I condensed the list of things because the things I was tracking in my pocket, I didn't really care for some of them. So I did the ones that I care about, and I've been tracking my sleep, which has been freaking a wild ride. I don't know if, I mean, it was a wild ride last month. I didn't even finish last month, the December month. But anyways, and yeah, so, and I decided to do it this way, and this is the way that I'm going to do it in the future. And I also made like a weight measurement log because I'm not like trying super hard, but like I'm trying to like do little changes and stuff like that. And so far I've lost like 1.5 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds, so sorry. But yeah, I just have a section for like what my measurements were at the start of the month, end of the month, and the total loss that I had. Then I have and this is where it's so small, but that's where I'm going to put the total loss of my weight, and then my weight and like how much I lose per week and stuff like that. My goal, my total loss for the year when I have that, my start weight, and then my finish weight. And my dumbass literally marked this page out for like back here after my trackers, and I did it after January, and it triggers my OCD so much, but it is what it is. And then I just plan on, I'm thinking about doing like weekly reviews and stuff like that, or like I'm also contemplating whether I want to do like a monthly memory board rather than like a weekly or daily, because I just don't feel like I have that much to like write about throughout the month and stuff. So I might even leave 12 pages and then start the weekly reviews and stuff like that type of thing. When I say weekly reviews, I mean like the what worked and what didn't work, just to do some reflection and stuff. But I'm really, really happy with my weeks. Like this is something that I'm really digging and stuff. This I don't really touch that much unless I'm doing the calendar or I need to do a note, or have like some spare paper and I'm not using my A5 for whatever reason for that, or referencing something. So, and it's basically my wallet. So that is the adventure of what I've been going through this month. And yeah, we'll see what the end, I'll probably do an update at the end of February and see if I'm still in the system, see if I've used any of the actual selling pages or not. But yeah, that is it for me today, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.